Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Sarah, also known as Laugh Love Langella, and in today's video we are going to do another shelf styling. If you guys missed my whole renovation video of the fireplace, I will have that link down below. I also shared how I styled it for the summer season. My little helper is right over here in her walker. But I'm excited to share with you guys some early fall inspiration for our shelves. Now, I mentioned this in my entryway and living room videos. I omit pumpkins when it comes to early fall decorating. So as we get closer to the season officially starting, you will see me add in those elements. So you're not going to see any pumpkins today, but I'm excited to share with you guys what I came up with for shelf styling. Let's get right into it. So for the shelf styling, I have my landscape art ready to go on the TV. We're getting in the fall mood, but I am going to be incorporating a lot of the pieces that you guys had seen in my summer decorating and just giving it a different look, styling it a different way, and introducing a few fall elements to push it in that direction. So I'm starting off with this gorgeous candelabra. This was from Pottery Barn. It is no longer available, but I will try to find something similar. If there's anything that can be linked, it will be linked in the video description. If it's an antique or a vintage find, I will try to find something similar for you guys so you can get a similar style look for decorating in your home. But starting off with this beautiful focal point, I really want to make sure that I'm not just filling every single shelf endlessly. I want it to have purpose and direction, but I love this piece. It is so, so pretty. And I am trying to swap how I had things. I don't want them to get stuck in the same space. So I actually had this on the opposite side when I did the summer decorating. So I'm moving it over here to just help freshen up and give it a different look. Now, I mentioned this in the last shelf styling video. Because these are so big, you have to incorporate bigger pieces. Otherwise, it's going to feel very cluttered very quickly. So I have this gorgeous vase. This was from Oldies Antiques. I picked it up on my last visit, but I'm going to add this. I love the beautiful wood tone of this. It's so perfect for here. So we're going to incorporate this with some fall florals. And for my stems, I have these two Magnolia leaf ones from Magnolia Home. It is the perfect crunchy leaf stem. They have sold out, restocked so many times. I will link them just in case, but as I'm filming this, they are sold out. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of you were able to get your hands on them, but I love this. And this is something I really focus on for any styling, entryway, coffee table, side tables. When I'm going seasonally, I focus on my florals to give me the seasonal direction and let these pieces be versatile everyday ones that I can use all year round so that my investment is worth it at the end of the day. Now I'm styling this gigantic picture book. This was from John Darien. I got it on Amazon Prime Day special. This is without the dust cover. So this is just the standard linen cover that it comes with. And it is so perfect because it is a great everyday piece that you can use. Generally speaking, the price of it is an investment, so just keep an eye out for sales. But this is a really great way to contrast these darker shelves.
On the coffee table book, I'm adding this gold-footed bowl that is older from a Floral. And as an organic bowl filler, I love using pine cones for both the fall and Christmas seasons.
I incorporated this horse print last time I did the shelf styling on the other side. It is a really great everyday piece, but the warmth of the wood tone of the frame is perfect for fall styling. I got this from my friend Kate's Etsy shop, Gray on Elm. I will have her shop linked below. I love sourcing vintage and antique pieces from her. Also love golden Oldies Antiques, which this beautiful vessel is from. But I will certainly link what I can. But those are two specific places that I love to source some unique finds. Now I want to add a little bit of height down here. The bottom for me can be a little bit tough because I want to do a more full approach on one side and then bring it diagonally. So I don't want to have it heavy, but the bottom is so big. These are a standard 12-inch. I actually think I did 13. The bottoms, I can't remember. I will put dimensions in the video description, but I want to add some height. So I have this size large easel from McGee & Co. It has more modern lines to it, but I really love that because I love decorating with rustic elements, but I have to bring that modern touch in to help bring it to 2025 a little bit. So I like mixing old and new when it comes to my decor. So we're going to use this to bring in some height. As far as art goes, I have this beautiful wooden ornate frame I found antique shopping last year. And what I end up doing is actually grabbing digital downloads. It's a super easy way to seasonally change things up and keep it budget friendly. So you can get a beautiful frame antique shopping. You can go to Home Goods and find one that you really love, and then just seasonally swap your art out. And that way you kind of have a stockpile. So each season you can just swap it. Say that 5 times fast. But I wanted to add some height. So we have this here, and I love this digital download. It's this like beautiful cottage landscape. I will have this linked below too, as well as a couple of other ones that I thought were really pretty. But love this, and I love the darker gold tone of this. It is so perfect.
To the side of it, I'm adding these stacked brass boxes. I actually put a poll up on my Instagram asking you guys if I should do these or my round containers, and these actually lost the poll, but I did end up ultimately deciding to do this and then adding a footed pillar candle holder as well.
So we are in desperate need of some more books right now. I have this big one down here, and then it's very bare. So I actually did this last time as well. I think it's so important to also keep in mind with your shelf styling. You have to style things balanced in terms of like directionally, but also keep in mind vertical versus horizontal orientation. You don't want everything going horizontal because it's not going to give you visual interest and impact. So we're going to throw some books up vertically to give a little bit of a different look over here. And I know some people like to turn them around, especially if you're going backwards so you don't see the backs. It's all personal preference, but this is what works for me. I also love when I'm shopping coffee table books, looking for ones that have a good dust cover, but also ones that look good underneath it. This Kinfolk Garden one I love to use for spring and summer decorating because of the pretty green color of it. But for fall decorating, this is perfect as well. And something else to keep in mind, you don't need to just buy books off of Amazon. I do that personally for convenience sake. I don't have the time to go out thrift shopping and sorting through books with a little baby. So you can always go to your local thrift store and find a good book, shop sales. That's what I love to do. So I'll save the coffee table books I want, and when I see them go on a good sale, that's when I go for it. So I like to practice some patience with it, but just keep that in mind. If you are looking to add some books without breaking the bank, definitely thrift them. Now I'm styling these really pretty yarrow stems. I don't know if I'm saying it right. They were from Magnolia. So pretty. Super messy. Just consider yourself warned. But I love them. I would still recommend them even with how messy they are. Because once they're styled, you're fine. But I have this vase from Antique Farmhouse. I love the darker brown tone, especially for fall and winter decorating, I like to go for a darker type of vessel to add into the mix, and I like contrasting whatever floral I'm using. And since I have those leaf stems heavy on the bottom right, I'm going up to the left here to help counteract the heaviness of it. It's super important to introduce organic elements as well in your decorating. It really helps take it up, elevate it that much more. Hannah Naylor does an amazing job of just finding these super unique pieces, styling them in a way that you wouldn't traditionally think of. So if you are looking for some ideas, inspiration, absolutely head over to her channel. She does such a great job. But I have this large star pod, and I'm going to have this kind of almost be, we're excited, a bookend in a sense. And I like that it brings a different shape and element into the mix.
Next, I'm adding this floral vase that was also from Kate's Etsy shop. This is one of my absolute favorites of all time, so I had to incorporate this in the styling with some orange hydrangea stems from Hobby Lobby. And on top of the books, I'm adding this apple-shaped gourd. Now that the right side is all completed, I'm moving my attention to the mantle because we have this beautiful chunky thing here now. And I feel like it is so desperately calling for a seasonal touch.
So like I mentioned, screaming for a seasonal touch, I have this gorgeous garland from Magnolia. It matches the leaf stem that I styled on the side. I have two of these and I just twisted them around each other. One garland is very sparse, I will say that. So it needs the help of a filler. So we're going to just drape this on here. Attempt to drape this on here. I'm not gonna do some like really intricate droopy one that I did like during Christmas time, but we're gonna do that. And then I have a hole in my mantle right here, and I put some hooks in it last year. So that way I can attach my garland to it without having any nails visibly in the top to help secure it so it doesn't fall off. So I love to add different stems to my garlands. It just helps create some fullness, adds depth and detail. So I'll take them and just kind of weave them in a little bit to just help incorporate them and give them a more balanced look.
Just wanted to say a quick thank you all so much for tuning into my channel today. If this was your first time here, I would love it if you would subscribe and join my YouTube family. Be sure to ding that notification bell. It will alert you anytime I have a new upload. If you have missed any of my prior fall decorating videos, you can check out my fall 2025 playlist. That's where all of them are corralled together. So if you want to marathon it, get some decorating ideas and inspiration, be sure to check it out. So now that we have finished styling the mantle with some garland, we are going to move over to the left side of the built-ins. And I'm going to start off by anchoring it with a large piece. I'm using this piece of driftwood. I styled it on the right side last time I did this. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to switch things around so they don't get stuck in the same spot. But I found this at my local Home Goods if you are looking to source one as well.
Now on the bottom, I'm going to add the other horse print that I had. It was styled on the other side last time in this easel that was from Amazon. I know that Michaels and one other retailer have made similar ones to this one. It's adjustable, so no matter what size within a range your art is, it will fit. Now, because we have the garland on the mantle, I don't want my arrangement to be right next to it, so I am going to put it on the outer portion of here to help offset the heaviness. And for florals, I'm using these maple leaf stems from At Home. And I'm just using 2 of them because they're styled in the shelves. I don't want it to be super crowded.
If I'm looking to add some height, sometimes I will use coffee table books and other times I will use wooden risers. It all depends on what type of texture and look I'm going for. So I styled this one next to the vase, and then on this middle shelf I'm going to vertically stack some books, but also lay some horizontal running into it to give a different look, adding some visual interest.
And on the books, I'm styling this clay pot that I got from Golden Oldies with some dried baby's breath.
Next to it, I'm adding these iron stirrups. These are another favorite of mine from Golden Oldies, and I'm doing 2 of them together to add some height and a layered look.
Now for a pop of color, I'm using this Portraits of Home coffee table book. I stole this off of my coffee table because just messing with it over the last few days, I needed some color. So things shift around. That's just what happens when you're decorating. You don't find it exactly right away. But this is going to counteract the more simple shelf we have with the driftwood down here. Now I want a statement, even though I want this to be a more simple shelf. So I have this decoy duck that I found antique shopping for my husband actually, and he suggested putting him here, and I love it. So he might be living downstairs now, but he is so cool, and I love the like aged character that it has on it. I recently picked up this etched brass vase from Kate's Etsy shop as well. I want to do a more unexpected styling moment, so I'm actually going to use it as a matchstick holder. So I put a napkin below it because we already have a lot of floral moments happening. So this gives a more like practical styled look.
On the left top side, I want to have this be a little bit heavier since we have the driftwood on the right. So I'm starting off with this base of a embossed vase with some rust eucalyptus stems. And then I still want to add some height. And so I have this small McGee & Co. easel for a more modern look. And I'm adding this landscape artwork that was from Pedaling Home that I found at Home Goods. And for a little glow, I'm adding this small pinecone candle by Luminara. I've previously found these at my local Home Goods. And on the bottom right, I'm adding these cylinder brass containers that are another piece from Golden Oldies. And for last touches on this wooden riser, I'm layering a couple of these vintage bells from Gray on Elm and this bark candle that was from Home Goods. And here's a finished look at how my early fall shelf styling came together.
So that is going to wrap up today's video, friends. I sure hope you enjoyed seeing how I styled our built-ins for the early fall season. It came out so good. I love it. I definitely am leaning more into color this year than I have in the past. Normally I start off very heavy neutral and then bring in the color. I have to say I am really enjoying the richness of it immediately. It's still hot out. It is still 90 degrees sometimes. We are going to see some cooler temperatures like 70s next week. I'm thrilled. I'm going to manifest everything I can for the cozy season. I love it so very much. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to be refreshing as we get closer to the official fall season starting, adding in pumpkins, doing more vibrant florals for fall. I'm definitely, like I said, leaning into it and just going immediately into that bold color. I love it. I love it so very much. I probably do it this way, approach it the same in years to come, because it's definitely giving that fulfillment and just creates such a welcoming environment. I love it so much. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts of how my styling turned out for these built-ins. It is still a learning curve for me because these are so big and I have so many goodies to be able to style on them. So finding that balance is definitely a process, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me here today, friends, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.